Hey everybody, today, how to be spiritual AF.
In this episode, be your own guru. I'm Heather.
And I'm David.
From ZenRoseGarden.
Yes. Helping people create
badass lives. So how do you become your own guru?
I don't know, Kumari, tell me.
So the goal of any spiritual system is to achieve what we call self-actualization.
That moment where you become your own guru.
Yes, that's the moment. The big word for it is self-actualization, which is complete and absolute self-trust.
And autonomy.
Yes. Now, the goal, the end game is inner peace, but by self-actualizing, boom, you've got inner peace, because we talk about the goal of spirituality being inner peace. The key is self-actualization.
So what is that self-actualization thing? What is that moment where you experience complete self-trust in your choices?
Well, it takes a minute to get there. I mean, I'm going to tell you what it is. Each person will feel it a little bit differently for them when they get there, but how you get there is what's important. So getting there is the process of trusting yourself more and more and more. So when we're a child, we're always looking outside of ourselves to our parent or God or the universe for, am I doing this right? Is this the right way that I'm doing things? And if the parent looks back at us and they give us an approving look, then we trust ourselves more and more. If our external world is like fearful and going and punishing, then we're going to question our decisions based on what we get back from the parent.
The greatest part about this is that any construct that allows you the freedom to expand is going to be a guideline anyway. It doesn't matter what that construct is. It's a suggested or recommended way of doing things that brings you closer to your inner peace.
So as we have a dysfunctional relationship with our spiritual system, we may have a kind of a codependency, like we're overly reliant on it. And these might be as big as a big religion or as simple as I'm asking my pendulum for a yes-no answer on what coffee creamer I should put in my coffee because I can't decide for myself. That's not self-actualization. You're still asking an external power and not becoming an adult yourself, spiritually mature.
Becoming your own choices, stepping into the self-responsibility of what you want out of life and what you want to bring to life.
So it's a matter of learning to trust yourself, but that comes with a lot of work, which is eliminating the what if I make a mistake fear that comes up that stops you from even making a decision, and knowing that you're going to make mistakes along the way is important. You're going to make mistakes because every successful person fails their way until they're successful. They fail their way to success.
That's how you get there, because if you did it right the first time, you would never grow.
There wouldn't be a problem. So knowing that sometimes you are going to make mistakes based on a fear response to what you think is guidance.
Or guidelines that don't fit your truth.
So what happens is sometimes we make a mistake based on what we think our guides or our angels or whatever are telling us, and things go wrong and we just go, oh, I'm going to disconnect with that altogether. Or you get angry with that system, when really part of that is clouded lines, sticky lines, noise on the lines to our own intuition that are fear-based.
Right. So you may actually be receiving information from your fear-based subconscious program and believing that it's this God or guide or guru that is supposed to tell you which way to go. And if you don't know which way to go inside of you, you're going to take that as the way to go, which might be messed up.
So it's a constant growing thing to get to self-actualization. It's trusting yourself, trying things, making decisions, realize that if it goes wrong, you can just start again. It's practice like everything else. Eventually you'll get to that place where you're not as afraid anymore. You know it's going to be all right because you've made mistakes and you've conquered them and you've gotten over them and you've gotten better every single time. And pretty soon you go from being a child to being an adult.
Absolutely. And you've got to practice this like anything else. Make a choice, step into that choice, and then step to the next choice, and then step to the next choice, taking more responsibility for where your steps are going every single time, and you will continue growing.
So what happens at self-actualization is we release any codependent behaviors we've had with our religious system or our spiritual system that might not be in line with the actual spiritual system anyway, just our own fears we brought to the table. We release those and we keep all the healthy parts of the relationship. And that moment we self-actualize, the moment we self-actualize is the moment that we look into the universe or God and we say, here's what I would like. And the universe responds in kind and goes, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Rather than, what should I do, universe? What should I do? What should I do?
And take the analogy here of a child as they're growing up. The parent is going to guide them and going to give them direction. Don't touch the stove, it might be hot. Or let them fall down and kind of get back up and learn how to navigate throughout the world. And then there comes the point where the parent steps back and the child says, I've got this. That's the moment of self-actualization.
And then maybe you call your parent up and you go, hey, I'm thinking of starting a dry cleaning business. And your parent goes, hey, I got this trust fund I've been saving for you.
Oh, there you
Here's
go.
the keys to it. I'm going to support you in that because you made a great decision.
Absolutely. So this is the moment when you and the universe become one. That external God source, or whatever you want to call it, is inside of you and you realize it.
It's congruency.
Yes, when your inside matches your outside.
Self-actualization. Because if you think about Goddess doesn't want you to be dependent on them for all eternity and you always calling home to ask for questions. They want to know what you're doing, phone call home, here's what's going on, but they don't want you living at home till you're 150.
No. Self-actualize so you can move out.
Yes.
Because you don't want to be home till you're 150, do you?
So we want to give a shout out to one of our supporters,
Jason Heckart.
Thank you for supporting us and commenting on our videos.
Absolutely.
For more Badass Life Tips, be sure to subscribe.
And click that bell to turn notifications on.
And we'll see you in the next video.